The country's permanent mission office to the United Nations and other international organizations is now open in Geneva, Switzerland. Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie says our mandate makes it imperative to interface with the many UN and funding agencies in Switzerland. Mr. Christie says the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, recently addressed the high-level segment of the 28th session of the Human Rights Council in Geneva. The Minister of Labor also traveled to Switzerland to advance the rights of workers and employees in the Bahamas. And the Minister of Financial Services, Hope Strawn, who heads the lead agency to accelerate efforts towards the Bahamas membership in the World Trade Organization, was also in Switzerland. Meantime, the ambassador and permanent representative to the UN and international organizations in Geneva, Her Excellency Rhoda Jackson, notes the importance of this move towards WTO levels.
Applied in 2002. It's a process, and I recall when I first arrived in Geneva 2 years ago, I had meetings with the director of the sessions, and he said, don't feel that you are lagging behind, because it is a process, and it's better to have all the ducks lined up in a row than to move ahead quickly and then you find that you are shot down by other persons who are asking serious questions. What are you doing with respect to trade and services? What are you doing with lowering tariffs? So I think we're being very wise in terms of taking our time before we actually move ahead rather quickly. We're in the process of finalizing the necessary documentation that needs to be submitted so that the working party, that is those countries that have a keen interest in our membership, so that they can begin to look at our procedures, our laws, our regulations, and begin to see how they themselves can benefit, but also for us, it provides us with an opportunity to see how we can benefit from our trade, particularly trade and services in those countries.
Now, Jackson is also encouraging Bahamian students to consider studies to advance the country's presence on the global stage.
I want to encourage Bahamians, wherever they are, especially young Bahamians, to while they're in school, learn as much as they can and think globally. Do not just think of the Bahamas. That's only a small part of the world, and we are part of a sub-region, CARICOM, and an even larger region, the group of Latin American and Caribbean. We have to think beyond our borders and prepare ourselves, equip ourselves to be players on an international stage. And I'd like to encourage them international relations, trade, and language. I studied French and Spanish, two languages now that are so very important for international relations.